Good to see you as well, darling. Did you have a did you have a reason to use Romans 12 and 2 today? All right, here we go. Here we go. We had one after beautiful people. And pray that all is well. I've been thinking about you all day. You heard me. I've always had a reason, but did I use it? We're gonna find out tonight. You heard me, because I got a little something special for those who have been traveling with me through this particular journey. If this is your first time coming across my live, I am Tommy Durrell. I focus on the mindset. I focus on changing the narrative. Me and the Lord stay in constant communication on behalf of these messages that He allows me to bring forth to you all, because what I need you to understand is, if you're brand new, I'm basically speaking my story, my particular testimonies, but strategically He allows me to speak to the needs. So you'll think that I'm talking about you, when in actuality I'm giving you my experience, my baby. Kimberly, it's beautiful to see you. He knows, just like I know, there's going to be things that's going to be said that's going to go against your programming. And I'm fully okay with it going against your programming, because if you think about it, the way that I can tell you your story from a healed place, and then the way you tell your story from a victim standpoint, which particular story would you rather? Because at the same time, you're saying that you want to be healed, but strategically, you're allowing yourself to keep you bound. So, with that being said, the Lord knows as well I know that in the world that you're experiencing without the Lord, 99% of those people that's in that world have absolutely no idea who they are. And chances are you're a part of that particular pack. But at the same time, in this particular course, this is going to be considered as a class, because what I need you to understand as an individual, that you were in class today. You heard me? Whoever you spoke to today, wherever you went today, there was always a test. And in that test, did you pass? Think about it, ladies. To my sisters out there that's still struggling when it comes towards that lustful spirit, did you see a couple of knights in shining armors today? You heard me? To my brothers that's out there, I already know y'all seeing them. You heard me? Them thing be, hey, it be 3 o'clock in the morning. Them little, you know what I'm saying? Them little situations be, you know what I'm saying? Be like, man, come on, man, it's too early for this. You heard me? The devil is gonna meet you at the door. You heard me? As soon as you walk out your door, it don't matter what time you leave the house. Oh wow. I appreciate you, darling. Hey, it's a blessing to see you. Where are y'all flying at today? Oh, you off today? I did today, and it feels so good to pass the test. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, to the newcomers, welcome to this class. This is going to be a class that you have yet to experience, because strategically, I still haven't found anyone that's actually operating out of Proverbs on a day-to-day basis at a high clip like we're doing. So, I feel like this is going to be a class that's going to stretch you. You heard me? It's going to compromise your thoughts, because I'm going to give you so many thought provoking things to think of on this one day, in this one conversation, that is going to overfill you. You heard me? I'm telling you, you're going to be overfilled with all these seeds, because strategically, we are all farmers. And He allows me to talk to the actual need. And when you have somebody's talking to the need, that means he's talking to your spirit, and he's not talking to your flesh. But strategically, I have the understanding that you're going to treat me the way you treat other men that's in that world that you're experiencing. And I have to be okay with that, because I also know that I'm not assigned to everyone. So it might be me that gives you that particular encouragement to start, and then someone else takes you away and you continue on that particular track. But at the same time, the Lord commissioned me to come into your world to help create positive change. So if you're in a season to create positive change, then you're in the right place, my baby. You heard me. I need you to understand one thing and one thing only. Although you just went through another classroom, another class setting on today, whatever it is that you've done today, think about it. You were supposed to do it on behalf of the Lord. Did you worship the Lord? Your answer will say, no, I didn't worship the Lord. Yes, you did. You have to just think of it and you'll have access to it. Renisha, my baby, it's good to see you. Did you treat it just like last Thursday? Because you have to understand, your thing is, this is what your issue is. Your issue is your favorite holiday is Friday. So that means chances are you slept through today. I appreciate you for getting the heart me. You heard me. You're one day closer to never waking up again. As much as you don't want to think about it, it's going to knock at your door one day soon, because you have to think within whatever it is that you're experiencing. And ooh, wow, huh, bro? I like that. I like that. Whatever it is that you're experiencing within your life, chances are you're going to lose something. But in the loss, in order to gain, you have to lose. Think about it. In your story, you had different relationship with other individuals, and then you found yourself getting married. So those first set of individuals, you had to kiss a couple of frogs before you got to your husband. But in that understanding, I need you to know that a life without God, you being married, you having a hyphenated name, chances are you manipulated that man marrying you. But nobody's around. You know, you remember what they did? Nobody around is telling you that. Maybe it was a chance that your mama made that decision for you. Your mama might not even be married. But you allowed that particular individual to speak into your story. Also, basically, not giving you the revelation or the understanding that you have a call from the Lord. How lonely is the world that you're experiencing? Life is like Tetris. When you fit in, you disappear. What particular areas of your life are you disappearing in? Where are you trying to fit in? Everybody's saying that they want to go viral on social media, but strategically, they forget about the journey. But they want to go forward. You got to understand, when it comes towards going viral, you have to think of the future. You can't think of the past. You can't think of the present, because in the present, if my For You page sends me a message telling me these are the qualifications of going live. But at the same, well, not going live, going viral. What would be the purpose? Let's say, for instance, you wake up tomorrow and the Lord gives you 20,000 followers, but you never been going live. You barely been posting content. You only post content when the Lord allows you. But at the same time, you want to go viral. At the same time, you want to promote for others to go viral. But at the same time, those that are connected to you, you're still being seen by the wrong people. So if your background comes from being seen by the wrong people, chances are, until you start to remove those particular tares out your garden, every day you should be in your garden removing tares. Chances are you're following someone that's popular, and you share all the information, and they're not following you back. But at the same time, you are promoting these individuals. Well, guess what? You already know why I'm not following you back. Because chances are you've been neutralizing your uniqueness whenever it comes towards this social media game. You want to go viral, but strategically, you're not showing any level. Matter of fact, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it in a little while. Watch this. We already got the understanding of how lonely it is in that world that you're experiencing. We got the understanding that life is like Tetris. When you fit in, you disappear. We already have the understanding, did you treat today, Thursday, the same way that you treated last Thursday? I already know the answers to all these, so I'm going down the checklist. You didn't want to think about today being today being one day closer to never waking up again, but this today is also another day that you're closer to where once you get to that point, there's somebody else that's going to tell you stories. So if today you are interested in going viral on social media, but tomorrow or today you're at 99% of life and tomorrow you wake up with 20K, was it worth it? What are the things? I asked this question. Extract wisdom from these questions. What are the things that you have before God? Because God gonna take care of the rest. But at the same time, you're adding another stumbling block, another particular overthinking thought that's going to be before the Lord. The Lord is going to bring those individuals. As soon as you get out of the way, we cannot be our own weapon formed against us. Because it's all about growth. You're going to see growth as you go live, as you present yourself to other individuals. There was breakthroughs that happened today. For those who are brand new, this is going to be a classroom. I'm going to give you the understanding that everything that you've experienced within your life was just a classroom. What by a teacher. Every individual is a character in your story. You're supposed to learn something from every teacher that's in your story. You're also a teacher and you haven't realized it yet. But in your teaching, you have to understand you're raising children. So you're a teacher, and some way, somehow, when one of the actual teachers call and let you know that your child been disobedient in the class, oh no, not my baby. Well, what about what the child does in your class? Because in your class, they get babyfied in your class, but then when they go somewhere else, Scripture says, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open unto you. This is my ask. If I give you something different to think about, I know that there's brand new people. I see we're at 27 people at this point. So there's brand new people that's in the building. And I love that y'all are giving me the opportunity to tap into your mindset on this particular date, May 8th, 2025. This is going to be a classroom. So in the midst, I need you to grab a pencil and a paper, because once I go into this mindset stuff, this is going to be basically puzzle pieces to your board. Now, strategically, if you only listen to the things that I'm saying with a carnal mindset, you're not going to get anything. I talk to individuals with carnal mindsets daily, and it's like I'm not even talking to nobody because they're intrigued by the conversation. I can see their spirit coming up in the conversation, but strategically, the devil is going to kill that seed anyway because there's no root. Now, if you listen to my particular message with a religious mindset, you're going to get strategic things out of it, but chances are you're still going to treat it how you treat the church on behalf of the world that you're experiencing. But if you listen to it with a spiritual mindset, you're going to see. If you listen to it with a chosen mindset, you're going to see certain things that you can use from a previous season, from the current season, or from the future season. But at the same time, it depends on where you see yourself at, because the Lord gave us free will. But as I mentioned, ask and you shall receive. If I mention something that gives you a different thought, a revelation type of thought on behalf of whatever you're experiencing, all I need you to do is hit hashtag FYP in the comment section. The Lord gonna take care of everything else. He may decide to let me go viral today. I don't know. I just have to do my part, and then he'll do his. You heard me? So watch this. I do accept one-on-one calls for those of y'all who are here. Tap in while spots are still available. I've been enjoying it. You heard me? I don't know. I probably went through about 10 of them this week. You heard me? Today is only Thursday. So it's been a beautiful thing. It's definitely been a beautiful thing, and there's more to come. The Lord is faithful. To my chosen ones, watch this. I'm going to do something a little different today. To my chosen ones, those of y'all who know, who already have the understanding, I got a question for y'all. Because y'all are going to be able to understand my story. Y'all are going to be able to understand my thought process. So everybody's not going to be able to understand what I'm about to say. So it's about to sound like I'm speaking like an alien, but at the same time, I'm going to still give reference and give wisdom to those who don't understand. So check this out. To my chosen ones, I have a question. How does that make you feel? Because think about it. I'm coming here on a day-to-day basis. I'm letting people know, my baby, you're in a classroom. Every time you leave the house, you're on your way to school. You probably ain't been in school for the past 20, 30, 40 years. But at the same time, my baby, you still in school. Every person that you go around are basically different schools, different particular scriptures, or different particular messages, or different particular versions of the Bible. And at the same time, some of y'all don't even talk to these people. Man, listen, it's a brand new person. I get some eye contact. I got to find out, hey, the Lord told me you got a nugget for me. Can I get it? You heard, man. What you mean? What you mean? Hey, I'm just making sure I'm not missing an opportunity. Some of y'all bypass people. Y'all don't like people. And anyway, let me get back to my chosen ones. Y'all know how it is on a day-to-day, like you sitting in class, you heard me, or better yet, let me give them their understanding. You're sitting in the Bible and you're reading scripture, and within that class, you have received about 2 or 3 downloads, 2 or 3 revelations. And in the midst, your phone rings and you look at to see who's calling, and then you make the decision on, is this conversation going to take me closer or further from the Lord? So once you get that understanding, I'll call you back. You heard me? So you continue to sit in that class and you absorb the things, the downloads that the Lord is actually giving you. And then time passes, you get out the class, and then you go back in to your phone to return the call, and somebody has the nerve to call you to tell you about their problems. Y'all ever, how do y'all deal with that? You heard me? Listen, I felt so disrespected today on the strength of, I just came from the heavens of I'm like on cloud 9. You heard me? I'm ready to tell everybody. I wish it was closer to 7 o'clock. We're at maybe 9, 10 o'clock this morning. And I had to wait. But in the midst of waiting, have you ever felt disrespected by that? You heard me? Because at the same time, here's the wisdom. You know that in the world where people don't have the relationship with the Lord, they accept these phone calls and stay on these phone calls for hours. My baby, I'm not about to listen to that for no hours. You got to understand, there's a difference. There's a difference when you're out of the world and a difference when you're in the world, because strategically, some of y'all are already saved, you already chosen, but you're still operating how you used to operate. You have to understand, those individuals came from a different season, and in that season that they met you at, you're not at that level that you are now. So these individuals can only be the ones that basically remind you of who you used to be and want to talk to you on that level, when in actuality, my baby, that's not me no more. I keep giving y'all Romans 12:2, and in that Romans 12:2, you have to renew your mind on a day-to-day basis. That means you're supposed to be better than you were on yesterday. So let's keep going. We already have the understanding that chances are you have many things currently before the Lord, before God. So in the midst of that, I'm going to start to now tap into your what's considered as a blind spot. For all of y'all that's there, anybody that's brand new, what has every vehicle, regardless of the make or model, those particular vehicles, every vehicle that you've ever driven, that you've ever seen, they all have something in common. And what that something in common is considered as a blind spot. So I'm about to tap into your blind spot, or tap into a few of your blind spots. Just like if you came during one of my fishing classes, if you caught me during the daytime, this is your first opportunity to catch a 7 o'clock service. Within this 7 o'clock service, we love to come out of Proverbs. Now, I have something to say to those that were here on last night that supposedly didn't like the in-depth conversation that we was having about Proverbs. So y'all just bear with me. Stick around. Let me tell you what the Spirit told me. You heard me? But for tonight, we're going to come out of Proverbs chapter 8. To the brand new individuals, Proverbs, if you didn't know, has 31 chapters. With it having 31 chapters, if you think about it, the month of May has 31 days. So whatever the day is the actual Proverbs that I'm operating out of. Today is going to be beautiful, but at the same time, although I'm going to read the whole Proverbs chapter 8, I'm going to stop strategically in certain areas so that way those who are chosen can hear the word of the Lord and the understanding that the Lord wants us to have when it comes towards wisdom toward this particular Proverbs. So for those of y'all that supposedly didn't like that part of it yesterday and y'all just want mindset, hey, guess what? Watch when the mindset starts tonight. You heard me? You're going to be delivered from that spirit tonight, my baby. You heard me? Let me see. So my baby, it's beautiful to see you. Let's see. Let's get the Lord some of these shells. I wish they would go back to my little squirrels. You heard me? Here's the situation. Proverbs chapter 8. Wisdom calls for a hearing. Not only y'all was mad, because if you was mad last night on the deep dive that we did in Proverbs chapter 7, my baby, you need to check that little spirit that you got on you. You heard me? You definitely need to check that little spirit, but I'm gonna check it for you in a little bit. Watch this. So wisdom calls for hearing. Proverbs 8 verse 1 says, "Listen as wisdom calls out. Hear as understanding raises her voice. On the hilltop along the road, she takes her stand at the crossroads. By the gates of the entrance to the town. On the road leading in, she cries aloud, I call you, to all of you. I raise my voice to all people. You simple people, use good judgment. You foolish people, show some understanding." We'll stop on verse 5. Proverbs 8 verse 5 says, we're going to tap into the notes this. All right, Proverbs 8 verse 5. It says, "O simple ones, learn to be shrewd." This phrase addresses those who are naive or unexperienced, urging them to develop discernment and wisdom. In the biblical context, simple often refers to who lack judgment, led astray. Proverbs 1 and 4. Proverbs 1 and 4 says, I might have too many of these tabs open. It says, "These will give wisdom and the ability to make sound." But a broader biblical theme of seeking wisdom to imply prudence and craftiness, which is not inherited, but would rather denote a keen awareness and understanding of situations. This wisdom is not just intellectual, but moral, guiding one to live righteously. James 1 and 5 says, "If you need, Ask our God generously, and He will give it to